Welcome back to Know You're Wrong. This week, Game of Thrones is finally back, and it is what brought us all together again. Sansa wants a little bit more power, Cersei is still evil, and Jon Snow finally is the ruler we all knew he could be. Stay with me. Welcome to Know You're Wrong. I am Joey Skaggs, joined as always by Colin Rhodey Buckingham and Michael Kolb. Obviously, we need to get this out of the way.
Look how much handsomer he looks. He looks just like Jon Snow.
You can't see Michael Kolb in this episode for reasons, let's just say, he's part of another project, and legal reasons we can't show him on the internet right now.
We're actually not allowed to show.
We're not allowed to show him on the internet right now.
Yeah.
We'll explain that later when we get to it.
That's so crazy.
Just stick with us. But for right now, he's a lovely shade of Jon Snow, and that's awesome.
Winter has come.
Winter has come, and he is sitting with us in our living room. Welcome back to Know You're Wrong. It's been a while since we've been here. We've known this, and we are so excited to get back, and one of the reasons we're excited to get back is because Game of Thrones is finally back, and it feels so good.
So good.
Feels so good. Like it's watching.
It really doesn't feel like it's been a year though.
It's been.
It
over
felt like
a year.
it felt like that until like a week ago. It felt like it'd been forever, and then now it was like, oh yeah, it's back.
Yeah.
And then you realize it's been over a year.
I think what happened is like last year, like they told us it was going to be, oh, you're not going to get anything until the summer of 2017, and we were all collectively bummed about that.
Yeah.
And so we just kind of like shoved it like deep down in our subconscious and tried to think about it.
Well, they did give us
And now it's finally
Westworld
here.
in there to like break it up a little bit.
We've had some, some good TV tie-overs until
yeah.
then. But we're here because of Game of Thrones. So let's get right into it. So we open up with Walter Frey, which was not Walter Frey because we all saw him got murdered last season.
Well, I
Arya.
like how they linger a little bit. So for a second I thought I knew what was going on, but then I momentarily was like, hang on, this could be a flashback. It could be like
I was thinking flashback.
yeah, it could be like a moment from the last season that they didn't show and they're showing now, or something even way further back like Red Wedding. I even had a thought about
for a
that.
second, I was like, they're gonna show Rob and ladies.
I thought it was gonna be a neat little callback, and then when you see how it how it just goes on and it's just the feast and how he starts talking, it becomes pretty obvious pretty quick in a great way.
Yeah.
Because because the fact that it is obvious, now you get to watch it differently. Like right off the bat, you're like, okay, I want to see the little subtle things, and because he's not him, so it's like, I want to see if she breaks or if she's like how good she's doing as this character.
Felt it like almost as soon as he called out like
the wine.
The wine.
Yeah.
I was like, ooh, don't drink that wine.
Well, and the best part was when they call it out. Again, that was the best thing. Everything in this scene, you have a hesitation. Like, this is the obvious thought, but wait, there might be something different. So it's like you think the obvious thing is she's poisoning everyone, and you're like, well, but maybe that's too obvious. So then you think, okay, it could just be plain wine. Everybody's drinking and it's fine until she tells the woman not to drink. It's like, okay, definitely is poison. Let's see how this goes.
It was an awesome cold open, and like the little smirk on her face, she pulls off the mask. She smirks as she walks out, and then the intro starts, and it's like,
I mean, in real life though,
yeah.
But in the real life though, the actor playing that role, he killed it.
Oh yeah,
because he's really he's really playing that part, and he did such a good job because he's so gross and like
Arya acting as yourself.
Yeah,
so try this.
But that was what was neat. Like he's such a character and he's such a gross character, and yet the actor made you love that performance.
Yeah,
it was like so good.
Yeah,
such a good way to start off the new season.
It was a lot of fun to watch.
Just wipe out
It
a
was
whole room of people.
a great intro to the season.
Yeah.
So we're back. And then so from there, we go to Jon Snow and Sansa, and there is a bit of a power struggle.
Yeah, especially
Slightly.
Because last season it ended more of them being very collaborative and cooperative.
Well, they had just united.
Right,
so
no,
it was
but I
like-
mean, like, it was that same setting, and everything he was saying, she was, like, proud for him. And so you thought, oh, this is going to be easy, smooth, whatever. And then you start seeing a little tension on this season. So it was like, all right, yeah, I can see that now. That's a neat play.
It was.
And, of course, that little girl steps up every time and owns it.
Oh man, I don't know where they found that actress.
She's so good.
Lady Mormont.
She's
Lady
so
Mormont, yeah.
good.
Just
The
like,
fact
I
that she
don't-
can be
I
in
don't
a room
need your
of, like,
permission to fight.
yeah, she can be in a room of the manliest men, and every man's like,
Okay.
sorry.
Yes.
Like scared of her.
Yes, as you were. Yes, you were totally right.
Yeah, I loved that.
But what do you think this means for Sansa and Jon? You know, they kind of talked it out and they hashed it out, you know, at the end, and it seemed like it was okay.
Yeah.
I think we have to have tension in the north, and because of like this is a built-in place for them to create tension, that we're going to see a rise and fall of tension throughout the season, and it's going to be like a will thee, won't thee kind of opportunity, but in the end, Jon Snow and Sansa unite as a team.
Well, but what I like is she's foreshadowed the future with the South. You know, she
What do you mean?
she made it very clear to Jon Snow that Cersei is capable of killing anyone she wants if she
Oh,
really
yeah.
wants it. So it's one of those, as bad as the White Walkers are, she's still a very solid threat comparatively. I mean, to me, that's impressive.
Yeah.
And then the fact that John made a note about her kind of admiring her.
Yeah.
I mean,
And you
we
could
talked
tell,
about that
yeah.
though before, I think, where how it's like she did get more like her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She really did. She did learn a lot
Yeah.
from her.
Yeah.
And she's like,
she learned from the
And
best.
she admitted
kind
it
of
too.
standing up
yeah.
on her own, but you know, whereas Cersei took it, you know, one direction, like this bad, evil direction. Hopefully, Sansa kind of reined it in, but at the same time, if
She even made-
Sansa is like doing something she knows not to be good or true,
Yeah.
she might go against Jon Snow. But ultimately, I also think like they're probably going to have those ups and downs, but at the end, like we all know, there's this battle with the White Walkers coming,
Yeah.
so they have to unite. Like there's no way they're going to go into this battle.
There's one more season after this,
separate.
right?
Yeah, there's one more season. There's like 14 episodes
Right.
left.
But so here's the question: do you think they're gonna do the battle for the throne in this season, or they'll fight the White Walkers this season, or do you think they'll hold that out until the last season?
You know, it would make sense to do the throne now and then the White Walkers later because that is like the ultimate threat.
Right.
Yeah. What if the North has to retreat?
To the south.
Yeah, what if the North has to retreat to the South? They unify with Daenerys, and that's how they push back against the White Walkers with the dragons.
So the White Walkers would still be the final battle
They'd be
of
the
the
final
final
battle.
season.
Yeah.
We'll go with the throne
Yeah.
this season.
Yeah. And so let's go ahead and talk about it. Since we're there, we visited back with the Hound again.
Oh, yeah.
And he had, his precious time with, the Lords of the Light or whatever, what's his name, who got brought back to life. But ultimately, the main point of that scene was him looking into the flames, and he saw an
Actually
army of the
having
dead.
vision, yeah.
He saw an army of the dead going to where the wall meets the sea, which to me has always been a question. I remember like when they first talked about
Just
the wall,
walk
I was
around
like,
the wall.
well, where does the wall end?
Yeah.
I was like, why don't they just go around the wall? And so like, apparently in his vision, where the wall met the sea, there was a castle there, but shaped like an arrowhead.
The
but
mountain's shaped like an arrowhead.
a mountain shaped like an arrowhead,
Yeah.
correct. And then, but there was just an army just going all the way around
Now, is
it.
that the Karstark Castle or the Umber Castle? Or is
I
that,
have no
like
idea.
those are the next two castles. There's like the castle they gave the wildlings is the castle he's talking about. So we know the wildlings are going to get massacred.
Oh, absolutely.
The wildlings fall.
Yeah,
We
but
know that because we don't
Redbeard's
really care. Yeah.
gonna live. Redbeard's gonna live.
Yeah.
We
Well,
could-
I mean,
no,
he's-
they're going to kill Redbeard because that's they're going to develop this romance between Redbeard and Brienne of Tarth. so they can kill Redbeard.
But but they put him on the wall too, so he's not going to be like if they do go around the wall, he's going to be on the wall.
He's going to die. He's going to die fighting the White Walkers.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, there's no doubt in my mind. Like the wall's going to be gone, lost. I'm sure.
I'm telling you, he's going to die saving what's her name from the tall girl.
Brienne of
Yeah,
Tarth, yeah.
He's going to die saving her. She's going to have a moment where she admits she's like into him, and she'll probably die then too. That's what I predict.
Sweet, sweet love.
Yes, because he's giving her the eye every time.
Yeah.
So they gotta
man.
they gotta do something. I love that.
Lucky man. Yes, there was like the only scene with the two of them in there, and he was like, "Yes,
that's all he needs.
Get
That's the best thing. That's all they've ever given him is like one scene, and it's always.
Y'all
like,
know that was improv. That was not not that, but the whole that whole shipping was improv by those actors.
I mean, it does.
That wasn't written into the script. He gave this look during one of the takes, and they kept it, and like
and so they've been playing with it since.
Well, it's been working.
Yeah, it's
I'm like rooting for them, and I'm also a little creeped out by them, but I'm still rooting for them.
But you know, if they had kids, their kids would be like war monster babies. Like they could kill anything and just do whatever they wanted, rule the world.
That's exactly what we need.
Yeah.
In this troubling time.
That's so funny.
They're not the hero that Westeros deserves, but the hero Westeros needs.
They definitely need. Okay, so we've got walkers coming, but that's probably going to be a little bit for
that'll
us.
come in a lot later.
It'll come in a lot later. We had a little bit of a butting of heads with Cersei and Jaime.
Yeah,
Cersei had this whole mural painted out of Westeros where
we have the different war rooms. We see Jon Snow's war room, and his war room is surrounded by these lords, and it's all about building bonds and community. Mm-hmm. And we have Cersei's war room, which is this giant mural painted on the floor, and it's just her and Jaime. They trust no one. And then they have Daenerys' war room, which is with her trusted advisors around a strategic map that we saw in
what, season 3 or season 2?
Baratheon.
Stannis
Baratheon's his strategery for taking King's Landing.
So everybody's like moving into place. They're getting ready for this big long game. But yes, as you mentioned, Cersei and Jaime were by themselves. And there was a great line in there earlier when he was talking, and she was like, "I'm the queen of the Seven Kingdoms." He's like, 3 at best.
Yeah.
Because that is ultimately just the title, the king or the ruler of the Seven Kingdoms. That's just a title. If you don't have people believing in you or following you,
if you don't have the loyalty of anybody, then
it's useless.
Well, the fact that she even had to lay out, she's like, "I got enemies over here, over here, over here, and over here," and I'm
surrounded.
And I'm like, you literally have no allies.
Yeah.
You're like the bullseye. Yes. Everything just has to nail right there in the middle, and you're destroyed.
Yeah, you just
have nowhere to go.
To be in the one place where the usual winners sit. Yeah. Right now, nobody.
You're the biggest loser in the whole thing.
You are just surrounded by enemies. You've blown up, everything. Or all your kids are gone.
Yeah.
You've blown up the whole thing. Like, people don't trust you.
So where is Euron going?
Euron
Greyjoy?
Yeah. What is the prize that's invaluable that he's going to go?
Oh, yeah. So, yes, he's
going to sink some ships.
He proposed to her. He was like, I just wanted to marry the beautifulest, the most beautiful woman on the planet. And so he proposed to her, but he's like, she didn't trust him. She's like, I will bring you a gift. I think it's Tyrion. I think he's going to bring Tyrion's head, or he's going to try to.
I think it's a dragon. I think he's going to try to get a dragon.
But, to her, she has hated Tyrion so much.
But what does she want? She wants power, and with a dragon, she can claim so much power.
She's not going to get a dragon. She's a Lannister. Lannister's a lion. She doesn't get a dragon.
Yeah,
and dragons, like the 3 dragons that exist that we know of, are just to destroy his ships. So he has to find a way to either kidnap and capture Tyrion, or sink a shitload of Daenerys' ships.
Sink what?
Sink a buttload of Daenerys' ships. We gotta get rid of shit. Shouldn't be a word we can say. Buttload of Daenerys' ships. In some kind of hit and run attack before Daenerys shows back with the dragons to protect her fleet.
Obviously, yes, I do believe, I agree that she wants power, and she just thirsts for that. But I think to her, like, that
revenge is more important to her than anything.
Is gonna eat her up, and she's gonna want that. Even if he could bring back, Daenerys' head, and I'm sure she'd be like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
But if Tyrion's head is the ultimate prize,
Yeah.
I think that, that he's trying to give her.
She listed all the things Tyrion did. Killed their father, killed their mother, then murdered her son, which he didn't do. But she still hates him so much. She's convinced
so much.
that he's the
Yeah,
one
and
who
then
did.
she brought that up to Jaime, and she was like, "Oh, the brother you love so much, the one who killed our father, and the one who ran off and now is, advising our enemy or whatever." If I was Jaime, I'd be like, "Yeah, well, when he gets here, what do you think he's gonna do to me? I'm gonna be cool. You are screwed."
Yeah, you're fucked.
Yeah,
He was
but-
like, "I'm gonna be fine."
But what's neat too is when you see that moment, he almost has a sense. He didn't know what Tyrion was doing until she said it, and so what was neat was he had this look of pride when he found out that Tyrion's like not just alive, but he's doing really well.
Yeah.
And
Oh, yeah.
it's like he was kind of like.
That's my bro.
It's like I loved that.
bro.
Yeah,
Good job,
I
bro.
loved that little moment, but he realized he couldn't show it
Yeah.
because she would have gotten pissed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I love they had that little thing in there.
Yeah, I
It
feel like there
like-
was a lot of things because I do feel like Jaime kind of fears her.
Yeah, he should
Oh
fear her.
yeah,
Yeah,
They even
so-
acknowledged it.
Yeah.
He just was like, "Should I?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he knows he does,
And
but
I
he's
feel
just
like
trying to get it.
he definitely held a lot back. Like
Yeah.
earlier seasons, like she would have brought something like up, he'd be like, "Oh, cool, my brother. He is doing all these great things."
He would have
That's
been
awesome.
very open about everything he felt to her.
Yeah.
And now he knows he can't say anything.
Yeah, all of their kids are dead.
Yeah. And she doesn't even seem to care.
Yeah, and it's mostly her fault.
All
all
of
her
it is her fault.
It's entirely her fault.
Yeah.
All her children are dead.
Yeah. So it's, we'll see how it plays out. I'm still, like I brought up his theory, last season. I thought Jaime was going to be the Queen Slayer, and he was going to kill Cersei. So
Well, there's still rumor there. Like, there's even a image in the trailer before the season showed where they're standing on that painting. You know how they did that high shot? I mean, it's
Yeah.
in the show constantly.
Yeah.
But apparently she's standing on the neck, is what it's called, and he's standing off the fingers. So the thought is it's a visual reference foreshadowing that he's going to strangle her. So it's like, that would be the way he would kill her, I think.
Do you think it'd be intimate?
I think it'd be super intimate because no matter what, he still loves her. He wouldn't.
He does only have like the one hand.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
man,
I
he's-
think
he
I've
could
heard.
still shove that gold thing right in her neck,
Right,
man.
valid.
I've
yeah.
heard that there's a chance he can get his hand back through the magic thing. I've
Now
heard that's
that
possible.
is cool.
That is
Yeah.
cool. I hope it doesn't happen. Because I like the less of this magic that they use in this show, the better the show is. Because otherwise you get into this thing.
Yeah,
where,
like get rid of the
oh,
White Walkers, man.
magic
That
is-
magic
No,
crap
White
is
Walkers are
bullcrap.
fine, and dragons, whatever. Like that's the limit for me. Like if you start casting big spells, like it becomes
Ice
Harry
zombies
Potter,
is my limit.
It's like
But they
now you have like a Deus Ex Machina way of fixing
yeah,
everything.
But, I mean, they brought Jon Snow back, and I'm still holding out for Lady Stoneheart.
yeah, I
You're
am
not
too.
gonna get Lady Stoneheart.
I don't know why they.
You're not
wouldn't.
getting Lady Stoneheart at all.
You don't think so?
No, they've taken Arya.
Yeah.
And they've kind
They're
of
turning
taken
her into
Arya, and she's kind of encompassing Lady Stoneheart, Arya Stark.
Can we talk
and-
about her real quick?
Yeah.
Arya?
She, besides the opening scene,
Yeah.
like talking about the campfire stuff,
Yeah.
it was really neat because you see her with the Lannisters. You know why she's there.
Sidebar: Ed Sheeran's in episode 1, season 7 of Game of Thrones, which is
So he
thing.
just so
It
he
is
can
what it
sing,
is.
just so he can sing.
Yeah.
But I liked how it started out with her being super heartless. It ended last season with her being super heartless.
Yeah.
And just cold as ice. And then she goes to this campfire and she starts realizing that it's not everyone.
yeah.
That it isn't just because you fight with these people doesn't make you those people.
Yeah.
And I loved they gave her that little soft moment, and even to the point where she told them exactly what she was really doing, and they didn't believe her,
They
and
just
she just
laughed it
kind of
off.
laughed it off with them, like, yeah.
But that's a parallel with Jon Snow, because even Jon Snow said, "I'm not going to punish these guys for the sins of their fathers."
No, right.
So it's like it doesn't matter who you fight for or who you're supposed to fight for. Like it matters what you do yourself.
Yeah.
So I think that's
Is it
that
mirroring?
ties
Do
in.
you think it's
Yeah,
mirroring?
Arya and Jon. That's of course
They were very close.
they're very
Yeah.
close. So I
He
think
gave her needle.
yeah.
I love, just in this episode, I love how they're really building the characters with subtle things.
Yeah.
They're not laying everything out too much. They're not doing anything too like annoying. Everything that they're showing so far in this first episode was a lot of subtleties.
And
even with the Hound being remorseful.
Yeah.
It was like, wow. Like even he wasn't like overly upset. It was just he did subtle little things that were like, okay, yeah, that's how I feel, and you totally feel it in just the subtleness. It was like that's.
And
so
Jeremy comes back again to direct this episode. I mean, he's been a strong choice for their linchpin episodes. I mean, does a fantastic job. I feel.
And I feel like, and especially like, I think it's just this show, but certainly here more than lately, like every scene there is like, it's put in there for a reason. There is like.
Right. Why they tell certain stories, not others in an episode.
Like it's put there, but like there's no scene that's just like a throwaway. Like each scene like starts out one way, and then there's always like a little turning point, and then you get new information.
Yeah, and it's leading. It's a step. Into
and
something.
I
else.
felt the same way with Samwell, like with him, with
yeah,
all of
we
his
didn't even
stuff.
talk about that,
yeah,
yeah.
with his stuff, like leading in, like okay, like I get that. Like when we first saw him, I was like, okay, we got to catch back up with him and see how he's doing. But then there was like a turn,
montage.
like where he the montage.
I
is
couldn't
great.
watch it.
With
it was
the poop.
so gross.
So much
I
poo-poo.
couldn't-
The gagging.
as much gore is in this movie or the show, I can't watch that one part.
it's
It's
the poop.
like it's the poop that gets me.
He did find something interesting about
With the dragonglass.
The dragonglass.
And where was the dragonglass?
I don't.
It was Dragon Island, right? Like I saw the picture.
it's-
The
no.
island itself was shaped like a dragon.
No, it's in the south. It's in Targaryen territory.
It's in like.
It's a
like
cave.
a mountain or a cave.
It's a mountain that's down
Underground.
the south of the Targaryen kingdom, the original kingdom.
You said it was underground.
Yeah, it's underground. The Targaryen kingdom.
So like this was completely lost on me. I just didn't I understood what was happening, but I didn't understand like where it was.
Yeah.
So like, does he know how much is there, or does he know?
he was saying like it's just a huge mine.
Yeah, you could mine it all. Yeah, and
it's
like-
obsidian. It's just obsidian. There's a giant obsidian mine.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's.
So then that's
just trying to
probably
get-
what will happen.
Okay, I was having this conversation at work today with a guy, and he was telling me that there's a theory that dragonglass exists because this rock, this obsidian, was heated by dragon's fire.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
And that's what made the dragonglass able to kill White Walkers. And so
Because it was made by flame.
the dragon's fire is what's going to ultimately destroy the White
So
Walker.
dragonglass / dragons will defeat the White
zombies.
Walkers. Yes, I'm totally down with that. So, but what you were saying earlier, that probably will happen. They will probably get pushed down so far south, like they're gonna break through the wall, they're gonna destroy Winterfell, they'll get to King's Landing, and then just turn that place upside down. But when they get that far south,
they'll meet up with Daenerys. They'll crush Cersei in the
and then
middle.
they'll have that whole access of dragonglass, and then they can fight back.
Yeah, and I wonder, do we even see this whole thing? Do we see that battle play out? Like, what if we get to season 8, and season 8 is the resolution of the Game of Thrones? Because let's think about it, the White Walkers really aren't a part of the Game of Thrones. They're just there the apocalypse, so they're the winter, right? So what if we see the resolution of the Game of Thrones?
Or global warming.
Yeah, we're now given all the pieces that they're going to win this battle against the White Walkers and push back, and summer will come. What if we don't actually see the end of that and the resolution and see summer come?
Well, like the guy said to Sam, he was like,
It always.
it's never ended.
Yeah.
Winter has always ended, and we've always kept going on.
We've continued. It's never the end of the world.
But I mean, what I think would happen is we've seen Sam send the note to tell Jon that this is where it's at.
Right.
So I think
We haven't seen Sam send the note.
He was writing it.
We've seen him start to write the note. We don't know, like, what if next episode he's going to go send the Raven and he gets busted because he stole his books from the section, and like that note gets confiscated and he's thrown in prison or whatever, like they're gonna create obstacles.
Not my Sam.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, my thing is the obstacle alone is where the mountain is, where the
right now
Dragonglass
the
is.
obstacle is the knowledge, getting the knowledge to Jon Snow. Like, it's not there yet. So
Yeah, but still getting it all out.
I'm just saying,
too.
like, stuff can go wrong before Jon finds out. Like,
I still
This to
maintain
be
the
Sam's
theory
quest.
that Samuel Tarly, is George R.R. Martin. I think George R.R. Martin created that character as himself, and Sam is going to be the ultimate hero.
Yeah.
Because he is like kind of the bigger, nerdier kind of guy. He's not really good with anybody, and I think George R.R. Martin knows that about himself. And he's and like he was like, and George R. R. Martin's not a fighter. He's a writer. He was like, he's an intellect. He's been reading, and he writes books and stuff. So, all right, well. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
You know, we've got
We got a lot of theories started now.
We've got 6-7 more weeks this year to kind of figure out what happens this season.
Yeah.
You got 7 more weeks of arguing over whose theory is
Yes,
the best.
and we are so glad to be back. I can feel the energy already palpable between these two right here. So we'll be back next week. Thank you for watching Know You're Wrong. Check out Big Kid Studios' other stuff on YouTube. Like I said, you can't see Mike right now. That'll become clear in the future.
Yeah, when we're legally allowed to explain
when we're
why.
legally allowed to explain why and show him. Awesome. Thank you guys. We'll be here next week. Thanks for watching Know You're Wrong.